All right, welcome to Battle Royale. Regular season matchup, joined in progress here of Rammstein and South Florida. And we catch it at a good time here. 4th and 1, down 10-0. Rammstein's going for it, and they get the first down. Heed Spears went to the defensive card anyway. And it's a key first down. We're going to put this out there for people to see. Don't join. Okay. 1st and 10 now. Up to the 27. Fire trying to get on the board here. Guessed wrong line buck, goes to the wrong side. For Henry, I'm sure he has a long gain somewhere. A longish gain anyway, on 11 wrong, but not there. So 2nd and 6. Fire have been big short pass team. Here's an end run, a snap fumble by Purdy. It's picked up by the D. Purdy kind of been a turnover machine lately and loses it there on his 3.1 snap fumble. Got a 2 and turns it over. And I can't seem to get in on the pass rush matchup. Get it soon, I hope. Make sure everything's flowing well here. Nope, doesn't look like it is. Okay. Good. Short pass, guessed wrong. Incomplete. Osborne can't make the catch. A few great receivers on there, but goes to the one with a blank on 10, guessed wrong. Justin Jefferson. Only 7 games I have recorded for South Florida. Justin Jefferson is 10th in targets in the league. You saw Osborne there. He came in 75th. Flat pass. There's one to Jefferson. Attacking that 4. Gets 7 yards. 3rd and 3. Cobra Kai come in at maybe 3 and 4. May have lost another one since. It might be 3 and 5 now. See the Colts offensive line up against the San Francisco line and linebackers. Linebuck Connor, man there, guessed wrong on this 3rd and 3. Can Warner make a play? Another snap fumble, this time picked up. So going to try to advance it to get the first down. Can he get those 5 yards or so that he needs? No. It's going to be 4th and 1 from their own 35. Going for it here. It's going for it. 4th highest in the league, 13 attempts. Converted 13% of them. Sorry, 13th in the league at 40%. And then 4th and 1 and 2 is just 25%. And there you go. It's a correct key. He's not going to get it. So the woes continue on 4th and short for South Florida. Came into the league 2nd and the last in the league on converting 4th and 1s and doesn't get one there. And indeed, a great call from the Fire. Dennis came into the game very low with keys. Just 1 out of every 5 games he's been calling a key. But when he does, he's doing it at a 50% rate of correct keys, which leads the league. So both the offensive and defensive tendencies were showing up there. On the defensive side, the Fire had stopped so far 50% of 4th and 1s and 2s. Good for 7th in the league. Overall, it's 53% on 4th and short league wide. 2nd and 10. After the no gain on 1st down, not much there. And we will look to the Fire kicker here on this 3rd and long. See what they're going to do from long range if it comes to it. And he's got Riley Patterson, who's a great kicker deep. One of the better ones out there, the top tier on that particular duty. So not much incentive here to gain the new zone. But then again, doesn't want to get sacked. Short pass Reynolds. 7 yards on the must run. So 4th and 3. Time to get on the scoreboard if you're the Fire. Last in the league is South Florida in kicking. But Rammstein hits it here. And they come in at 86% on their field goals. 9th in the league. Gets it there, 10-3. South Florida gets possession. Out to the 32. First and 10. 10-3, 6 minutes left. 2nd quarter. Cobra Kai with the lead. Carter makes an appearance in the backfield here. Got the Arizona halfbacks, which includes Rondell Moore, but most notably, of course, Connor. Michael Carter, he's been doing off tackles and end runs. And there's an off tackle. Going to lose a yard. Goes back to the blocking back. Seen it a couple times for South Florida so far today. Yeah, Carter comes into the game ranked 20th in the league in end run attempts with 10. And now we see Rondell Moore. Looking past Moore against that 6 on the 2nd and 11. Just gets a yard. So 3rd and long now for the Cobra Kai. Fourth in the league in running in this spot. Not afraid to do it. Long pass, though, to Addison here. He's doubled up. Incomplete. So Tua avoids the pick in that situation. Would have been nothing, no matter what. Right, wrong, or indifferent. 4th and 10. Here comes punt. This is something that South Florida comments on Dennis's play calling. Dennis is a excellent defensive coach. Those of us who face him in other leagues know that. From the 14 now, the return. It's a fair catch. Fire come into the league 2nd overall in defensive guessing. 65% they call correctly. So, not a fluke. 4th in guess margin plus 7%. 7 percentage points. Pretty strong there. Middle of the pack, though, in double team correct percentage in 8th. Short pass Reynolds on 1st down. Incomplete. We go to 2nd and 10. Long pass, Josh Reynolds. Up against a 5, incomplete. That's when you bring up that pretty hefty INT at Purdy when you go deep. Fire showing that here. I've got Fire with 11 games logged. As far as my stats dossier, I believe they played a game or two since. Oh, they're at 3rd and 10. Or they're second in the league at throwing short. Looking pass. Spears not going to get it done. And quickly, a 3 and out. Powell on the return from his own 35. Fair catch. It's that 3-roll. Fumble not there. 1st and 10. Rondell Moore in the backfield here. Quick look at his card. We're probably going to miss the play. See the short gains. Flat path Moore incomplete. 2 men there up in that 4 spot where that 4 linebacker is. And with 2 men, just misses the INT. 2nd and 10. Showing 3 wide again with Moore. Short pass Jefferson. He's doubled up again. Nicely done. Incomplete. Nice if I can sneak in the pass rush matchups here. Oh, missed it again. Oh. Gotta be a little quicker. Dennis hitting these double teams, but Ken comes into the game as a defensive play caller, second in the league in calling correct double teams at about a 15% clip, 14.7%. So Cobra Kai have done a good job. They're sort of getting the brunt of it, feeling it the other way with these calls. Short pass again, double teamed on this 3rd and 10, incomplete. Bailey on for the punt. $49-yarder. Looking for that 2-roll if you're the Fire to tie it up. Can't get it. Fair catch. Starting out at the 16-yard line. So once again, rough field position for the Fire. Come in usually with very good field position. Although Purdy's been a interception machine lately. As of 11 games in, this team was number 1 in turnover margin, the Fire, +7, which probably led to their overall typical good field position, but not so far today. Blocking back with 2-minute warning, you see a 4-1-6, an invitation for Henry here. I'm going to imagine that Dennis will accept the invitation and run it. We really need to here. No, flat pass Henry, move 9 yards. So better result passing there. Works out. 2nd and 1. Let's see if South Florida stays in this 4-1-6. They do. All 3 timeouts. No reason not to be aggressive running. Again, flat pass. Again, 0 men there. Again, 9 yards. Couldn't get out of bounds. Choices now for the Fire. Okay. Slip in the pass rush matchup. See a blended offensive line. Brilliant move by the Fire in the draft. I think the best play of the whole draft. The Cleveland offensive line paired with the left tackle. 20 big yards there up against the 3-3-5. So into Cobra Kai territory. Let's see if Rammstein decides to use their second timeout. Looks like we don't know yet. Don't. Hurry up, 107. So nearing field goal range, 5 yards away. Burton is your blocking back. So an end run left seems attractive, and that was sniffed out by Cobra Kai. Instead goes off tackle, 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Gets 1 yard away from the fringe of the field goal range for Patterson. Second and 6 against the dime. Typically a huge run spot for the Fire here. They pass it, and it's picked. Flat pass. Comes back finally to haunt the Fire, looking for a big return. South Florida. Fumbles. Who's got it? They pick it up, the offense. At the Fire 37, so in field goal range. I'm sitting on that one. No more tempting fate. It's not the kind of fumble where you get big yards. So 1st and 10 from the 37. The Fire came into this 4th in the league, picking up 64% of fumbles, which is a pure luck play. Indeed, they've been the 6th luckiest team in the league overall, counting in all the sort of luck factors, pure random factors of the game. But don't get that key fumble there. Now, a chance for a 2-score lead going to halftime for South Florida. 7-yard gain. So we haven't looked at really standings yet. I got Rammstein at 9-2. I think they lost last night, so they're probably 9-3. South Florida either 3-4 or 3-5 is my guess. I have them at 3-4. I think they lost another one. So pretty important here for South Florida for their playoff hopes to get a win here. And short pass Komet, a big blitzer from Nick Bosa, which would make a difference. Incomplete. See Bosa there matched up on Braden Smith, the 4. Brings up a 3rd and 3, 22 seconds left. Not sure who gets possession. Start 3rd. We'll find out soon enough. Too tight. All 3 timeouts, so they can max out the plays here. 22, 15, and 8. Long pass, Addison. Blitzer's coming. No men back there. Addison's up against a 4, incomplete. Receiver reading just missed the long gain. And now Sanders on from the 30. Not sure of a split here. We'll find out in a second. It's good on a 2 through 8, 12. And with 8 seconds left, let's see if we see a squib here. We don't. Kicks away. And I don't think Henry has a 75-yarder in him, does he? As long as 69. With 1 timeout, you take that 69 if you're the Fire. Sure, he has plenty of carries. He doesn't, just 4. So might not see it here. Maybe that's why we weren't seeing the running at the end of the first. Henry not with his typical gobbles of carries. He's going to use one here and not get the result that he's looking for. And let's see now. Is not within the 69-yard range with 1 second left. So that takes a Henry run off the board. Does take his timeout. And now we see Spears in the backfield here. Makes sense to me. Long pass. 2 men back there. Looking for that long gain. Just misses it. And that'll end the half. 13-3. South Florida with the lead. Now some work to do for the Fire. Fire had been flirting up toward the number 1 seed because they had dealt the number 1 seed their only loss, so they'll win that tiebreak. We're just a half game out, but yesterday Fell back some with the third loss. Doesn't want to lose another one here. And also wants to work to keep others out of the playoffs. So, Fire already in the playoffs, but still plenty of motivation heading into this third quarter where they get the ball first from the 25. It's a look-in pass, 7 yards. Successful result there. Second and 10. Sorry, second and 3. All right, to run a long pass typically for this squad. One of the higher long pass numbers at 13%, just 13%, but still much higher than the 7% long pass average. Goes run instead and avoids the INT split if he would have gone deep. 3rd and 2. Flat pass. Williams gets that 7-yarder again. 1st and 10. Out to the 40. Fire very balanced first down calls. Goes with a run here. Henry about to run out of carries. Gets keyed on it. Nicely done. 2nd and 11. South Florida with a first down key. Yeah, they're number 1 in the league with 6.4 keys called per game. Hitting on 24% of them. Gets one there. 2nd and 11. Draw to Spears. Needs help from his center. Not going to get it. 3rd and long for the Fire. Short pass. It's picked. On the defensive card, another interception for Purdy. Looking for the return here, 10 yards. So set up in pretty decent field position. Once again, after a pick at the Fire 44, it's 1st and 10. Looking to get to a 3-score advantage here. Dennis notes Purdy's woes recently. Been throwing the picks. Flat pass gets wrong. Opportunity for Cole Kmet. Gonna get 16 on the defensive card. And into scoring range at the 28. First and 10 with Carter in the backfield. Looking pass. Nobody home. Just gets 5. Fire leave that looking pass zone empty more than just about anybody in the league. 15th in the league. So when you combine flat and looking, flat only, 5th in the league. So tells you looking has been there as Warner's been moving around. 2nd and 5. Off tackle. Gets wrong man there. It's the dreaded 5. 3rd and 5. So big play here. 16 to 3, not a big deal if you're the Fire. 20 to 3, oh, it is a big deal. So need to make a stop. You have the right linebackers to do it. Although we noted South Florida has been known to go for it on 4th down. Off tackle up against that 0. Not going to be able to make the block. as Raymond falls short. 4th and 2, and once again, South Florida goes. Now you have the hiccups. That's never good for an announcer. Sorry about that. 4th and 2. Off tackle Connor against a 0. Plenty of opportunity here to get 2 yards. Does not get it. Boy, just about any roll was going to get those 2. Well, not any roll, but a lot of rolls. Had to be around 80%. And the 4th and 1 problems continue for South Florida. You noted just 25% coming into the game. They had hit 1 of 4, and now they're at least 1 of 6 from what we've seen. Short pass, first down, avoids the low percentage sack and gains 14 yards. So not much pass rush along the Cobra Kai front. Indeed, they rank last in the league in sack contests at 2.7 per game and just 0.4 sacks per game. Also, last in the league. Short pass was completed there. Take a look at those linebackers for the Cobra Kai. Ooh, we might be locked out here. Not sure if it's us or them. I will ask. With the story. Yep, locked up. Okay. So we will wait for a new number. And did we get one? Not yet. Here it comes. So a huge stop there. Keeps the fire right in this thing. With 10-point deficit and the right field goal kicker to help with that. Looks like we lost the completion. Well, first sign of trouble, guys. Always manually save. Always manually save. First sign of trouble, both sides, always manually save. Don't wait for or rely on the autosave. It's not that good. Now, I did not autosave as the viewer. I could have saved it myself. So it looks like we might get another game number as they look around among their saved game files, hoping to find it. As they sort that out, I'm going to move location so I can be a little bit more adept in announcing the game. I'm sort of doing it on my lap, using my laptop. Makes it a little difficult. Set up shop a little bit quickly here. All right, let's see if we have a new game number. Not yet. Okay. All right. No new game number yet. We'll close out of here, though. And wait. Wait. Looking around the league, here's what I have for our standings right now. Teams on the verge. Westland is one of them at 7-6. Right there, Jersey and Ohio also need to win out, right? Or are they done? Let's see. We play 15 games, right? Yeah, they need to win out. Anybody else? Yeah, Arsenal and Ann Arbor working toward their playoff bids. Should get there. We have a new number. Let's see what we have. No, we still have the 21-yard line. So the price you pay for not manually saving can be very expensive sometimes. In terms of your time wasted, changing the game dynamics. Henry now down to just a carry or two. It's 2 yards there on first down, 2nd and 8. Henry stays back there with his, how many carries left here? Oh, 14. Okay, so what was I looking at before? Sorry, everybody. He's plenty of carries. Flat pass, Henry. Nobody home. Once again, and this time incomplete. Henry can't bring it in. He had guessed wrong as well as his linebacker was working elsewhere. And it's 3rd and 8. Rammstein came in middle of the pack, flat passing. A little bit lower than that. 9th in the league at 25%. We've seen a bunch today. 3rd and 8. Short pass, a double team Brown, incomplete. So there's that correct double team from South Florida. We mentioned what, 2nd league? Yeah. From the 26th. This team that came into this game last in the league in punt returning at 6.6 yards per return, 16th. So 2nd to last in the league, right? Is that last? How many teams do we have again? 16, I think. So yeah, that'll be last. Fair catch there. 1st and 10. Up 10, halfway through the 3rd quarter. Guessed wrong. 2 men there, though, looking for that pick. Can the Fire get it? They cannot. 16 big yards. Addison makes him pay for the guessed wrong. Out to the 42. Something you have to look out for with Tua is his snap fumble. It's at 9.7. Historically, that's not all that high, but for this set, it's high. And he is the leader in fumbles in the league. He has 7. Linebacker Connor. 7 yards. Nobody has fumbled more. Also leads the league in fumbles lost. He's lost 6 of 7 fumbles. Can that be right? Wow. Gotta wonder. That's what my sheet's telling me. I believe it. That's just an incredibly high number. Yeah. Hmm. On a long pass, 80% Bosa comes in. 3rd and 14. So picked a good time for the sack. It's 3rd and very long. Second league in running here is South Florida, running at a 20% clip. So not that often, but good enough for second league. Let's see what they do with this 3rd and 14. Plenty of receivers who can get 14. Addison is one of them. He's not doubled. And he hits a 15-yard gain. 4. Big 3rd down conversion. This is a team that comes in converting 48% of their 3rd downs, which is number 1 in the league. Nobody's better. You see a big one there into fire territory. Pro set now. It's an end run to Connor. Gets 6 yards. Connor will go everywhere. He's top 20 in the league in attempts in all 3 run categories. 11th in line bucks, 20th in off tackles, 10th in end runs. Makes it tough to plug the holes against South Florida. Looking pass here, nobody home. Mentioned that before. Shows up again now. Just 2 yards, though. Just missed a sack. Looking pass is working really well, and that dynamic is a big one here. Not only does Rammstein not defend the looking pass well, but South Florida comes in lead number 1 in looking pass men in zone against at just 0.7. The man is there this time, though. Guessed wrong, 8 yards. First and 10 out to the 32. As bad as South Florida has been on 4th and short, they've been very good on 3rd and short, converting 69%, 3rd in the league. Get one there. Too tight. Short pass, Addison. He's looking for the incomplete. Second and 10 in field goal range. Already turned away 3 points. Long pass, Jefferson. Nobody's back there. And there's Bosa yet again for a huge 12-yard loss. Back to the 43. Fire has not seen many big losses on sacks. Coming to league 13th overall in yards per sack. But get one there. Big one. Back to the 43. 3rd and very long. Let's check the range here. Out to the 40. So just 3 yards for getting into range. Moore's has to run a linebacker here out of the shotgun, and he's not very good at them. It's a looking past Jefferson. A man is there this time. 4 yards into field goal range at the 39. Not out of variable risk, though. 4th and 18. It's either field goal or punt, and he's going to punt it. Let's take a look at that again. Mm-hmm. You can catch it from the 9. Looking for those snake eyes if you're the Fire. You can't find it, but 16 good yards. So just 14 yards of field position switched over there with the punt. Did not work out the way the Cobra Kai wanted it to. 1st and 10 now, 1:30 left, 3rd quarter. This Fire offense has got to get to work. Plenty of time, but there's a flat pass. Guessed wrong. Nobody home. Henry brings it in for a short gain, 14 yards. See, South Florida typically holds its own with men in zone in the flats, and it really has not been the case today. 7th overall in the league, usually 0.9 men per zone when the flat pass is thrown. Another 7 yards and a look in, 1 man. 2nd and 3. You've seen that +7 come up a couple times. It's a nice looking flat pass card. Not elite, but strong. 2nd and 3. Hits 15 on a guessed right short pass. Williams brings it in. Up to the Cobra Kai 39, into field goal range as we start the fourth quarter. It's blocking back versus 3-4. Flat pass, St. Brown. Against that 4, gets 6. Second and 4. Are usually run or go deep here, and they're running. Henry's going to get that first down up to the 29. Run 65% on 2nd and short, which is way above the 48% league average. Burton checks in. It's a keyed Henry, and there's nobody there. And the 4 saves the touchdown up to the 18. Blocking back versus 4-3. Are we allowed to switch between 4-3 and 3-4? I'm not sure. Defensive tackle is going to make that play just a yard. Now bringing in third receiver here on this 2nd and 9. Into the red zone. Short pass. Josh Reynolds needs 17, gets 14. To the 3. Fire come into the game, 4th in the league in red zone efficiency at 77%. That's 1.9 touchdowns per game for their 2.8 visits into the red zone per game. Cobra Kai defense pretty good as well. 5th red zone D. Linebuck Spears going to be just short. 2nd and goal. Full house backfield. Needs a yard. It's Spears. Guessed wrong. Touchdown. Edmonds, the 4, could not make the play, and it's 13-9. Patterson on for the extra point. And it's a 13-10 game. So the drive they needed gets done for the Fire. And we have ourselves a really good ball game here. McLeod is at the 2. He runs it out and doesn't get much. So 7 yards short of the Mendoza line. Makes it 1st and 10. Got their own 18. Too tight with Carter. Short pass Addison. One extra blitzer coming. Incomplete. On to his card. Makes it 2nd and 10. Elmore checks in. Too tight versus 4-3. Off tackle Moore. Filling it with Warner. Goes to the defensive card, and Quentin Nelson, with one of his weaker ratings in his career, can't make the block. It's 4-7. Typically a 6-7 sort of guy. Now quickly 3rd and long. Convert 32% from this range on offense. Good for 7th in the league, about in the middle of the pack. Looking past Addison. Greenlaw's doubling. That's not good enough. And it's here. Where's Tua? Snap fumble shows up and he loses it again. The league leading fumbler fumbles again. And the league leader in loss of fumbles loses it again. And Rammstein is set up at the 10-yard line in really perfect position, 1st and goal. Welcome aboard, Dennis.
Hey, what's up?
We just saw Tua add to his league-leading fumble total on a big loss snap fumble. Chance for the lead for Fire incomplete. How'd you do in your SoFL game? Can you hear me, Dennis? Whoop. There you go.
Sorry, I was talking to my kid. What was that? You asked me something.
How'd you do in your SoFL game?
Oh, one. Yeah, that was I had one of those first halves where I was able to score on just about every drive. Even when he had like a double team, I got a good dump off.
Mm-hmm.
So 7-0
incomplete.
We got a tight one here, huh? The Kai are up on top of Rammstein, 13-10. I better import these games. We're supposed to be at the halfway point here, everybody. As of Sunday, and I haven't imported the games.
I think we're running a little bit ahead, maybe.
Yeah, seems like it.
We're wide on a big 3rd and goal. Right. Incomplete. Raymond can't bring it in. He's double teaming Spears. But just St. Brown made that catch.
I was going to say what's helped seems to be the new coaches are eager to get their games in, which is always a good thing.
Yes. So we're tied up now with 8:24 left. So it's been a comeback for Fire here. They were down 13-0, I think. Maybe? No. They've been down the whole game. And this is the first time they've tied it up. Bless you. Too tight versus 4-3. Connor in the backfield. He should have plenty of carries. He's 13. He gets 22 there, James Conner. Great card this year. Comes up at the right time with a big gain. Out to the 47. Looking past. Nobody home again. Blitzer's coming. Gets 10 yards. Mercedes Lewis uncovered as the right linebacker was moving around. Not a very good flat pass card as Mercedes, but guess wrong gets 10.
just one of the top teams in the league record-wise in Rammstein up against a team fighting for its playoff life in South Florida.
Yes. This time the 6 days home. Warner still gets 7 yards. Cole Kmet, big gainer for a guest right against a 6. He'll take that all day. Successful. 2nd and 3. Yeah, and a little skid here for the Fire. Lost last night to Arsenal. Trying to avoid a little bit of losing streak. Purdy's been throwing picks. They've been throwing them today, too.
Dennis is a very good coach, so you always expect him to be in the playoff mix.
Perfect call right there. Incomplete. Could not get the D-die. 3rd and 3. Another good spot for South Florida. 4th in the league here. 62% converting 3rd and 4s. That 3 to 5 range.
That's an interesting conundrum, bringing in Rondo Moore, where if you guess him right, he's going to lose yards, but if you guess him wrong, he's going to get big yards.
The guess wrong versus the 6 Mercedes gets his +10 again.
So that's the threat of Rondell out there. You probably would have made it anyway, but you put him out there and you're like, man, I'm going to call a run just to get that negative yardage going.
Yep.
It's a good tool for the cat and mouse game. Yeah,
Very good tool. It's a nifty card. It's not a loaded card. You know, his guess wrong short gains, but on 3rd and short still, I probably want Connor in there. Off tackle Carter. Guessed wrong. No gain on the dreaded 5.
So Rammstein coming in at 9 and 3. I'm just uploading the current league file to the cloud. And and South Florida at 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Okay. Yeah, I have them at 3 and 4 here. You're hearing these stats from 7 games.
How long
So
is
two-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you. Go ahead afterward.
Nice 7 yards from Tua.
So, how long does it take you to run your stats program to update everything? Like
About
your referencing?
10 minutes. 10 minutes about 45 minutes for a new league. Like I just had to put Samsfa in, right? The first quarter.
Got it.
So first crack at that. And it gets better all the time. You know, always improving it. So time gets shorter and shorter and shorter, thankfully.
So here's that 3rd and short where he has Connor in there, like
Yeah, I like Connor here. Nobody home. Guessed wrong. 12 yards to the 7. As you'd expect from Dennis, the Fire defense very good in the red zone, 2nd best in the league at 65%.
some pretty high pass rush chances for a sack there on that last play. Of course, he was calling run, but 90, 90, 55, 72, 7, 40. That's some nice juicy numbers. And inside the 10, that you're going to go down a little bit because without the linebacker bonus, but it's interesting.
Goes to the offensive card, 4 yards. Warner was plugging. Didn't make a difference. Now we see the full house. DeMercado's in there.
He's got a decent card.
Yep, sure does. Going to him. Man is out there. Guessed right. And he'll make the block. Touchdown.
The formation was, well, I guess he would have made it without it, but that's a nice little run boost there for Will Freeze from the 4 to 5.
For sure. And now the Fire got to come back again. From the 4, Blackshear is going to run it out for 47. So one of those, I got one of them, where there's a few of them out there where you have big kickoff returns against.
Yeah, so many chances for a touchback. That looks like over 80%. But if you hit one of those numbers, those big
Look out.
numbers on the return. Yeah.
So going 326. And so with 242, Dennis, are you running all day here?
Um. Yeah, with Henry, I like Henry. Oh, there he is, a big run. At first, I thought he had Spears in there, but yeah, Henry's definitely the boy I want. Spears' card is kind of hot garbage.
Useful. It's because you got the long pass. That's very helpful in
Yeah,
this league.
I mean for running. Like you, well, I guess run is pretty good, better than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. We got 23 there. No. Would have got would not have gotten 23. It's on 12. So the Fire getting everything they want so far. Flat pass Henry. Oh, he avoids the pick this time. Purdy has already thrown an interception out there to Henry in the flats. That's a pretty rough split. 2 through 4, 11, 12. Guessed right for the modern set.
What's Burton's pass block?
What's that?
What's Burton's pass block, the blocking back?
Oh, pretty good, right? 5, yeah.
Okay. I was wondering why he was in there. He's not a great pass catcher, but yeah, for that. Get those dump offs working.
We're 2-5 here.
Yeah, interesting counter with the defense. 4-2-5.
For pass Reynolds, 14. So not much pass rush from the Cobra Kai. I mean, that's their major weakness.
Oh, what's he saying about dump offs? There's no dump offs in Battle Royale.
Correct.
But it does prevent the sack, but yeah, they look a little weak on the pass rush, like you said.
So 4 plays to get 6 yards.
No, on defense, I think you're looking to conserve clock a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a chance if he gets a touchdown.
It's an average run D with a good line. And run Spears. He is keyed correctly. Lost a 9.
Whoa, what a call. Oh, my stars and garters. What a call by Ken.
Talked about it earlier. Nobody keys more than the Cobra Kai. 6.4 keys per game, Dennis.
Wow, he's a bad biss. That Ken. That was a huge call. That's like a sack and a half.
And here you might want Spears for those short gains. I mean, Henry's got a couple, but you're not looking for plus 69 here. But Henry stays in.
Only back to the 15 though. Purdy's got that plus 14 in the middle of his card, so not a disaster if you're Rammstein.
You got 3 shots to throw the short pass. Against a pass rush you don't have to worry about too much. Goes off tackle, boy, gets 4 yards. You got to go look at Spears' card here. What the hell would he have gotten? Show me Spears.
His off tackle is like 6 and 8, so I don't think that would have helped on a 10. Let's see.
Yeah, I think you're right. A 10 on Purdy's card, guessed right, isn't complete if he would have gone short. Now here's Spears. In the 4 wide. He would have gotten 7 yards there. Which you may not have wanted. You might have maybe stay outside 10.
Taking away the double teams here, so you can throw short at will. To Ramsey, this is it. I don't like that 4-3 defense on 3rd down.
And with the timeout used, this is the game.
This is where, if it was one of us, I would think about a triple-double team here. But with Ken, I think he plays a little more stay at home. So one double team with a free safety, everybody else can stay home. And he gets it. Whoa! Hit the plus 15. Those are huge numbers there for a modern day quarterback. Huge yardage.
Sure is.
Now, do you go for 2 here?
Gotta go 1. Gotta go 1. You have the better kicker. He's got a much better kicker. So overtime, not the end of the world. Ooh, it's a rough extra point, though.
Yeah, that may have pushed me to go for it, but
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe you're right.
so tuned into a good one. We're like to hit it to overtime here.
So 30 seconds to work with. He's got decent range.
This is where I
Out
would
to
do the end run strap ball with James Conner, try to hit that plus 44.
238 out to the 40.
We're hitting those edges with Conner and Thompson. He plays it straight up with a typical NFL response. Just go 4 wide. Maybe try to hit one down the field pass and see what happens.
Six stays home.
I like that though. I like that call by Ken. Thinking like he's going to abandon the zone.
So now 2nd and 7, 22 seconds. Timeout used. A good 30 yards plus. Passing game comes in. The 2-pass block and not much doing there. I'm not sure what his function is.
He's just trying out the 4 wide fullback formation. I agree. Connor's better off in there.
Doubled up is Addison here. Incomplete. So you got a touchdown on 2 for the punt returner. And he might get a shot at it. Or off the field. The third receiver, here's a looking pass. Jefferson. Oh, it's well covered. Going to get 5 yards. Brings up that 4th down. You can force the punt if you're the Fire, if you want to. And he wants to. So here comes Bailey. I don't think you can coffin corner. You can't afford a flub. You cannot afford a flub here. You're just not in good enough field position. Got to punt it away. He coffin corners it. Does not flub it. His flub is not so bad. Plus 28 is not that bad.
Yeah.
And with 1 second left, Henry is not within range of his 69-yard long.
I like it. I like him thinking that way though. That we kick it out of bounds to avoid the touchdown on a punt return too. So both Ken and Willie, the baseball guys, are picking up the football nuances. Henry has some big numbers, but I don't think he can go all the way from here on this card.
He cannot, as long as 69. I think there might be a long gain out there, maybe, that he could grab and go all the way.
He can make it with that, man.
But his natural long is 69. Williams is double teamed, gets 26 anyway. It was double teamed with the linebacker, but that's not going to do it. And we have overtime. Okay, here we go. Who's got the ball? Let's see who gets it first. It's the Fire.
Checking to make sure I have the overtime rules set correctly.
Always a worry of a commissioner. Always a worry, right?
So unlimited 15-minute overtime with 2022 onward rule set. So you need to get a touchdown. No, even if you get a touchdown, then the other guy gets a chance to. Oh no, that's playoff overtime rule. Yeah, interesting because I don't think there's a way. I have it set correctly in the rule set. Overtime, unlimited 15-minute. And the NFL playoff overtime is checked. It has the choice between 2010 and 2021 and 2022 onward. So I have it checked with 2022 onward, but I still have it nagging down in the back of my mind that if Rammstein gets a touchdown, will it be over? Because it's the regular season. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I would. That's what I would assume if I were playing. That's what I'd be assuming.
Yeah, there's no way to set it to be the playoff rule in the regular season. Although I think the NFL are talking about changing that.
Yes, they did change it just today.
Oh, they did. Okay, so that vote
Yeah,
went through.
it's a bit funky. I mean, you're guaranteed a possession in regular season and a 16% sack for 12 yards. Oh, ho, ho. That's rough.
The old man Fletcher Cox gets home.
Now, the weird thing about it, Dennis, this two possession thing for the NFL,
Yeah.
and I haven't heard clarification, is that it's still a 10-minute overtime. So if there's an 8-minute and 30-second drive
Yep.
for a field goal, does that mean you get it with 1:30 and good, we wish you luck,
Yeah, it would have to be. And you can't do that. You can, waste the clock, take it down, take one of those long possessions and burn some clock. That sack was huge.
That's what I assume. It's
Yeah. The possession will end when the clock runs out, I would guess.
well, you just need some yards here. You need field position, and that's what you're going to do, and that's what he does. And he doesn't get quite as much as he wants, but not bad. Up to the 21. Looking for a short gain there. Falls just short of that. Needs a good punt. Gets a decent one, 50 yards. Powell. This is a team that struggled on punt returns. Can they come up with one here? Yes, 16 yards.
Off the return car, but every yard counts the same in this spot.
And the Cobra Kai are just 15 yards from the fringe of field goal range to win it. Honor with all the carries you want gets the dreaded 5. Wow. Well, that's not as bad as a 12-yard sack to start off your drive, but not good.
Right. Pass rush of Rammstein is something that could come into play here. Second and long.
Good call. Off tackle, but the Warner is there. Where does it go? The card for 17. Warner probably needs to stop there.
Yeah, my card, your card. It goes on the offensive card.
And into field goal range, barely. It's 2 through 8, I think. 2 through 8, 12 maybe. So for South Florida, it's about not losing yards here and not fumbling if you're Tua. Flat pass, Mercedes Lewis.
He guessed wrong on his receiver card.
It's 12!
He moved the
That's
outside
right.
linebacker, Drake Greenlaw, who was covering Lewis. Or not Drake Greenlaw, I'm not sure who that is. Who's the outside linebacker there? Is that Greenlaw?
I believe so, and it
Yeah, it is.
would have been incomplete otherwise. So just look out for the Tua snap fumble at this point. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. Oh, just misses the pick.
Just no sooner did you say that. And that's one of the strategies that you might use in this spot is to flood the flats. He's been putting two guys in that flat occasionally. So just pick the wrong time to go short yardage.
An excellent D makes that interception. Flat pass again. $11 yards. Shows as a 6 out there, but downgraded to a 5 in the short yardage.
Yeah.
First and 10 from the 15. Got to be up near 2 through 10 here. And that two-snap fumble. Scary. Going short, looking for a stack. Doesn't get it. 6 makes the play. 2nd and 10.
You're flirting with disaster here. If he gives up a sack fumble or the snap fumble, you got two different types of fumbles that you can get with it.
Gutsy call.
Yeah. I'd be running and maybe kicking the field goal as soon as he gets to 2 through 10, 2 through 11. There's a run.
Goes to the defensive card this time, so 3rd and 7 now. Connor with min fumbles.
Has he had a snap fumble in the game yet?
Yes, Tua snapped and lost a fumble. Mm-hmm. He's our number 1 fumbler in the whole league so far. I had him with losing 6 of 7 fumbles so far this year.
Wow.
Looking past Lewis. Can they get a miracle? The Fire. No. Now they're looking for one last chance at a miracle. Sanders from the 12, which is a good range. You want to be at the 12 for the win. Defense tries to ice him.
Digital dot is shivering.
Another timeout.
Which is a penalty in the NFL. Back timeouts. They haven't programmed that into track one yet. Moved it up 5 yards.
Sanders hits it 2 through 11.
There you go. So the Kai get an important win, get back to 500, and are definitely alive for a playoff. Remember, you just finished one game above 500 to punch your ticket. Rammstein drops to 4 losses, and there's a big glob of teams there with 3 or 4 losses in the top part of the standings. So
Yes.
should be interesting.
Yeah, and that one loss. I mean, Ann Arbor. Rochester has the tie break there, and on Seattle too, right? How many you have? You have 3 losses as well.
I've got 4 losses now, so
You have 4. Okay.
yeah, I'm 6-4. I got spanked by Ann Arbor, really bad. I had one of those games, everything goes wrong. So, and he gets well coached and everything.
I mean, I've been rooting for the Fire in all these games. Look, I want the 1 seed, right? But I'd rather have less guys in the playoffs. Especially Arsenal. Arsenal's a really good team. They could have dropped to 5-4 last night, but they beat the Fire. Don't want Arsenal in the playoffs. I was very lucky to beat them. I was very lucky to beat you. And I think we have Dennis joining. Welcome, Dennis.
Hello there.
Well, you fought, you came back, got over the hump, and he came right down the field and got that score.
Yeah, it all comes down to the. Do I have the gonads to go for 2 there?
Yeah, I don't blame
Talking about that a little bit, especially with the miss on the extra point on our 11 and 12.
I know exactly, and yeah, hindsight's 20/20. I was having fun playing, so it was almost like I didn't want it to end. And I thought I was doing a pretty good job in the second half of slowing him down, so I felt pretty good defensively.
Well, he ever since I tuned in, he tiptoed around your pass rush, which is a big factor for you. And I didn't see any. I was expecting an impactful sack at some point, but he was able to avoid it. And then he winds up with a 16% sack in overtime to pin you back.
I know, wasn't that something? Yeah, that was something
And that
else.
was, it seemed like the play of the game, although he drove it down pretty deep into your territory there, so the
Yeah,
field position may not have mattered that much, but it certainly cut your legs off of any chance of scoring on that first drive.
yeah, and once he started getting possession or getting into my territory, then I'm overplaying the run. I'm overplaying everything to try to get a break. I mean, I was kind of fortunate actually that he played it until fourth down because I was like, no, don't stop and kick it now. Give me a chance. And I almost got that interception. If I had two men sitting in that zone in the
Which
flat, I
you,
would have got a pick.
yeah, I mentioned you were doing that quite a bit, but you had switched to short yardage defense at that point.
Yeah,
That would have been a one of those pick sixes. I bet with the flat pass ones. That would have been a crazy way
that
to end it.
that would have been something. But you know what? I mean, part of this too is I'm playing on house money. I've got my 9 wins. I'm in. So playing. I feel like I got a little bit of house money here right now that's not so critical. So that's kind of nice.
Sure, sure.
And I definitely can't complain today about the breaks. I mean, he had a couple turnovers there, and also when he was driving there at the end, when he gets down to my 30, it's like you could just end it now, and Tua has a sack fumble of like 9-7.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that going, oh man, he might just cough one up. So the more he plays it, the more he wants to go for that touchdown. I was all for it.
Welcome, Ken.
What's
Ken,
up,
can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Congratulations on the W.
Thank you. I got lucky. Dennis is amazing.
Huge win for you. You pulled even. I have you at 5-5 now, so you got a legitimate shot at your first playoff appearance. So, well done.
This is true. I have been getting lucky on some of these games, though. Dennis is a great opponent.
He sure is.
Luck went both ways. Luck went both ways that game. Look, I do not feel one bit that I got shortchanged. So that was not a luck game at all.
Yeah, and some of those 50-50 calls, like there was one in overtime with Fred Warner in the zone stuffing it, and it would have been good on the defensive card for Dennis. It would have been good for Ken on the offensive card, and it hit a short gain on Connor's card. That was huge. Got you in the field goal range.
Yeah, that was a big play in overtime. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was nice too because it was 2nd and 10. Because I stopped you on first down, it was 2nd and 10, and up to that point, your tendency on 2nd and long was not to run the ball. So I thought I was feeling pretty safe that you were gonna throw it. So when you ran it and got that was big play, gutsy call.
Thank you. And yeah, you were kept coming back. You wouldn't roll over. You just kept coming back.
Yeah, and the luck certainly swung both ways. I mean, Tua is going to fumble. He does lead the league in fumbles, But
right.
The one play I would think was the kickoff, where I am in a similar situation, Ken, where I've got touchbacks everywhere, except for like a 9 roll. You have even less chance.
Yeah, and he hit
not rolling a touchback, and it came up at exactly the wrong time, and then Dennis
47 yards. Yeah, 47-yard return.
Yeah, and that changed for being down 7 at the end of the game. That changed everything for my last drive because I thought, okay, here we go. I'm going to start at the 25 and have to get into like a high-powered offense, and boom, right off the bat, I'm starting at midfield with 2:40 to go. So, and I'm sure you guys said on the broadcast, time's not even an issue at that point. It's like I'll let clock run because I want to score with no time left. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it sort of flipped immediately.
Yeah, and then on Henry, my first play, Henry for 29.
Yeah. So we never had a post draft show, so I don't mean to put you guys on the spot, but Dennis, just starting with you, tell me about your team. What do you think of it? You happy with it so far? How it's playing? And
yeah, I'm very happy with it. My first pick was my linebackers. That locked me in with a good defense against the pass. I like who I have on my D line. I'm getting good pass rush this year. I thought I really got lucky picking up the Cleveland offensive line along with the tackle I got from Denver, which really fortified my offensive line. So that helped. I love the receivers I have. The 4 receivers from Detroit are great. The only issue, and you brought it up when we chatted on the side a little bit, Anthony, is Purdy and his interceptions. Everything was. I mean, I was sitting at like, I don't know, 7-1, 8-1. Life was good. Purdy
Yeah.
now has thrown, I think, 2 touchdown passes and 11 interceptions in the last 4 games. So he's hitting those interceptions right now. So that's kind of wiping me out. But overall, I'll take the chances. I like Purdy's card. I'm happy with my team.
And you made such a great move with your offensive line. You've heard me
Yeah.
say that to you in DMs. I thought, first of all, I think your team is the best team overall. And I think you drafted the best team. And that really comes down to the beautiful little play you made with your offensive line at the end.
Yeah.
Going Cleveland and then getting the tackle from Denver.
Yeah, that worked out. That worked out well. The only thing that cost me was having legitimate threat tight ends, but I'm fine. I'm fine with the way it works. So thanks.
And Ken, you seem to be enjoying the Cardinals halfbacks jumping around with Rondell Moore.
I love it with Rondell Moore, and then I could always switch it up a little bit with Michael Carter, and it's nice, 3 nice guys, and it's I'm having fun. The only thing, like you said earlier, is Tua's got 13 fumble snaps, and they always come at the wrong time.
Yeah, he had a big one tonight.
Yeah.
And if anything, in a non-dump off league, it's less of a big deal. But you wish you had more pass rush, I assume, although it came up big in overtime.
Yeah, it did. And I'm still learning. I'm still not good at, about pass rushing and using my guys. I'm still trying to learn that part of it. But yeah, whenever I get a sack, it's basically luck. I mean, I'm trying once in a while to put my linebackers to the line and all, and I don't want to get burned on the flat pass. But it's still a learning curve for me. But and I love having Rondell Moore, where he's the deep threat. He could run, so it's a good change of pace there. So.
And Dennis noted that you're primarily a baseball player and you're still sort of learning the football rules, but he also noted that, you cough and cornered at the right time at the end there.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
And again, I was lucky I got first pick in the draft and I took the defensive backs. So that was good. 6s and 5s across the board don't hurt for somebody who's still learning. That's for sure. So it's helping my, the pass defense a lot.
For sure. Those 6s and 5s are a big help. They could also, if you want pass rush, when you have those sort of DBs, Ken, like you do, if you see a weak blocking back there, you can safety blitz with a little bit more confidence, knowing you got the 5s and 6s to take care of man-on-man coverage.
Gotcha. That's a good point. Yes. And,
Dennis, your team. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening. I'm enjoying this. Thank you.
Sure. Dennis, we were just saying we didn't really have a post-draft show, so a little quick team review. Are you happy with your team so far? What do you think?
I think it's got its flaws. It's not great. I think my defense. I wish my defense was stronger. I'm giving up a lot of points. I've lost some close games, and I got trounced once or twice. So it's a work in progress. I think that you have the Chargers in USFL. Justin Herbert, the card looks good, but sometimes it just underperforms, especially in this role set. So
it's the third best long pass in the league, I think, overall, because of those must runs, partially. It's a nice flat pass, but you don't get that plus 20 must run every time. Right. It's nice when you get it.
Yeah, and the must runs are not coming up as frequently as, say, Russell Wilson. So they're in a little bit lower spots down on the card, but no, it'll be a playoff team. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to crank out another 3 wins. But you're saying that Dennis has the best team, the Rams team, but your team's fantastic. Let's hear about your team. 9-1, best record.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
It's dominated at times.
Well, Dennis has watched. Dennis Young here has watched most of my games, and he knows how lucky I've been getting. This is probably one of my worst coached efforts in any league at any time. I came into this on your last upload, Dennis. I'm last in the league on defensive calling, in defensive guessing.
Wow.
And even if you're 9-1, you expect to be lower in defensive guessing because, people are going to be able to run on you because you're going to guess pass more. But still, to be at 54% is a very, very, very low number, especially with the stats I have in front of me. It has not been a good coaching effort. And the team, look, Saquon's a huge bonus to have as all my guys can catch deep balls, which is really important in this set. Ken, if you're kind of learning things here when you have no limits on your wide receivers or tight ends long catches, it's important to have guys with long pass columns everywhere. You're just going to see a lot more deep passing in this league. It's about 50%, 75% more long passing in this league than your typical stock league. So I am loaded up nicely for long passing, but my running game with Saquon is just not. Ty Johnson's nice, Dennis. You saw what Ty Johnson could do at the goal line against you.
Yeah, definitely.
But he fumbles a lot. And what I wanted Cleveland's halfbacks. Instead, I had the chance to get him. Instead, I took Buffalo special teams, thinking it would come back around to me to get the Cleveland halfbacks. But I think the Rounders took Cleveland on the turn, and I didn't get Chubb. I think if the team had Chubb, I'd be a lot more confident that this team was going to be in really, really good shape. I'm not seeing. I'm seeing top here as semifinals for this squad. Just am. The offense is just too much boom or bust. A lot of 3 and outs. I knew that coming in. I knew Stafford, with all the long passes I was going to throw, was going to be a 50% passer in this non-dump off league, and that's exactly where he is. That's unlikely to get it done in the playoffs. So
yeah, and let me just throw this in there. This Dennis, listen to this. Against Rochester or against Ohio, he's down 22-16. He gets a touchdown, 11-yard touchdown pass to Cooper on the last play of the game, 0 time left. So he wins that game on the very last play. And then he has another game here against Arsenal. He's down 25-20. He's at the 38-yard line. The strat, you know how it gives you the percentage of win, what the percentage that you'll win? It said Arsenal, 100% chance to win. He throws a 38-yard touchdown pass with 1 second left to win the game. Even though
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore. So anyway, right there is 2 games he literally won on the last play. One where he had 0% chance to win. I thought that was hilarious.
And Dennis's game against Seattle won that basically on the last play in a 2-point conversion. Could have lost it.
Jeez.
And
Wilmington's actually the team that took Chubb from him, not New York.
Wilmington, thank you. And so yeah, it's been fortunate. Yeah, so many close ones, and I couldn't pull it off against you though, Dennis. You're my loss. I almost came back on you. But
yeah, I got up 24-7 and then was able to hold on. But you know what? It's almost like the worst thing ever to do against someone like you or someone like DC is get a big lead, because whenever you get a lead against you guys just know how to chip away, man. It's painful. It's painful.
And Dennis Crowley, running this full house. I mean, I'm manipulating the rule set, right? As much as I can manipulate the rule set. And we don't see many people do it. I think you might see more going forward. Running full house as I do, and just chucking it deep, because nobody can. You can't go 3-3-5 early in this league. Yeah. You can't do it. Mm-hmm. So you set it up. If you have good guys in the backfield, they basically can't get double teamed. I mean, they can, but why would you take your free safety in a full house and double team somebody in the backfield? It's because your free safety can cover the flats, can do all sorts of things against the full house. So you're not going to throw long double teamed. Okay, go deep. So, and it's sort of a warm up, perhaps, for Autumn Wind for me with Anthony Richardson. I think the future of my Autumn Wind team is full house with Richardson and his big yards, going deep. And you may even see that next year, if not, hopefully the year after. Sort of warming up for that, and I assume all the Autumn Winds guys are not going to be happy with that. the way that they sort of like traditional ball, but hey, when the rule set says it, you go for it.
Absolutely.
The one thing, this is Ken, the one thing I want to add that I'm pretty proud of this year, every other year, the time of possession has been so against me. This year, my goal was to have time of possession to help control the game better. So right now in 10 games, I have 320 plus minutes against 286 minutes. So I'm happy that I'm able to get a lot more first downs, 217 as opposed to 188. So I am on the field
Mhm.
more. And with Tua, with a lot of those short, flat passes and all, it just helps. It's a lot of fun. And the
Good
other thing
point.
I just wanted to mention about Dennis Crowley, I lost to him 41-38. He had a nice lead, and I came back.
Mhm.
I was thinking maybe he's letting me come back, but it was fun at the end. It was like a fire drill, and I lost 41-38, and I had a shot at an onside kick, I think, and I didn't get it, but it was fun.
Well,
Wow.
So,
indeed, you're sixth in the league in time of possession. So, top half. And you're number one in the league on third down conversions at 48%. So,
oh, okay.
that's going to get it done. No doubt about it.
All right. I got to head to
All
bed,
right,
guys. I
guys.
got to get up early to work. Thanks for having me
Thanks for
join
playing,
you.
Ken.
And it was again, Dennis. Thank you for playing. Every time we play, we always have fun games. But
Yes, we
so
do.
thank you, guys. All right.
Absolutely.
Have a
My
great
pleasure.
night. Thank you.
Take
Sure
care.
I'm
thing.
running off
That's
too,
a good.
guys.
That's a
Good
good
night.
break point. All right. Anything else to add? Anybody?
I'm good.
Take care, guys.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon.